Hi, fifth graders. Today we're going to go back to the Dust Bowl and write about how can you protect a farm from the next Dust Bowl. Let's remind ourselves about what happened during the Dust Bowl.
They had come to the far edge of the Great Plains in search of a new beginning, in the last place in America where a family could claim a homestead and build a future.
We had the best crop that we had had in 1929, and everything was looking up.
A sea of grass, once the domain of Indians and buffalo, disappeared beneath the blade of a plow.
I saw the whole country transformed in the sunset glow. All the brown prairie turned to gold.
But then it was as if the land rejected them. The rains stopped and the winds came.
We saw this cloud coming in, black dirt. And I'll never forget my grandmother. She said, "You kids run and get together, the end of the world's coming."
It came like a black wall, a tide of destruction that crashed over the broken plains, choking the life out of everything in its path.
You never really escaped the dust. It always found its way in. And that's, I think, what drove people crazy.
Some would pull up stakes and move on, but most stayed, always looking to the promise that next year would be better.
We were just too selfish and we were trying to make money, and it didn't work out.
Ken Burns tells the story of a generation that was buried and what it took to dig out.
All right, that was frightening, but it could happen again. So let's look at this and see how you can protect a farm. So you've inherited a farm in Kansas. Take a look at where it is, right where the Dust Bowl was. Rainfall's been good lately, but you're worried about droughts. You want to make sure you don't end up in another Dust Bowl. Let's think about these problems, and we're just going to talk about them in the video, and you'll get a chance in the slideshow to fill in these blanks. So what problems could a drought cause on your farm? I'd like you to write some ideas about land, air, and living things. In your Kansas farm, here's what your farm has on it. You have rainfall as your water source. As you know, in the Great Plains, there's not rivers and lakes that you can get water from, so you're only going to depend on rainfall. You have 100 acres of planted corn. Wow. You also have 100 acres of pasture land for your cows with native grasses. You haven't torn those up yet. You have a small tractor, and that's 10 years old. You also have one milk cow and her calf, a baby cow and one, not for eating, but for the milk. So I'd like for you on this slide to write down, when you get to the slideshow, what resources does your farm have that will protect it from the drought? Just list a couple things that you have. And then what changes would you make to your farm to protect it from the drought? So just think about ways you could protect it, just in a sentence or two. So here's what I have for you. You're going to protect your farm from the drought, and you have 4 different kits that are for sale. Let's look at the kits, and you are going to get to choose one to buy. Only one. You don't get all of them. Let's look at the kits. Kit number 1 is an Acme Well Digger kit. It has a freshwater pump. You get the services of a well digger and a pump that brings up water from underground. And even during a drought, you can turn on the pump and you get all the fresh water you need. Now, farmer says wells are great, but they can run dry. There's a limit to the underground water. So just keep that in mind. Pros and cons of the well. That's kit 1. Kit 2. You can have an Easy Grow-a-Lot kit. And this kit is great if you want a larger crop than you have. You get a brand new tractor that can plow up the native grasses very quickly. And you can plant another 100 acres of corn for a really great harvest. And it's raining a lot right now, so it's a great time to grow corn. That's kit number 2. Kit number 3. Grandma's favorite kit. And Grandma's favorite kit, it's a good one for a farmer who wants to experiment. You get seeds for a new kind of wheat that doesn't need very much water to survive. You also get seeds for sweet potatoes, and these plants grow really well in dry times. And you have potential to make more money, but there isn't much of a demand for wheat and sweet potatoes right now. So keep that in mind. That is kit number 3. There's one more kit. Let's look at kit 4. Okay, you get a kit of 25 jujube trees in a wonderful wind blocker kit. Kit number 4 blocks the wind with these trees. It's a fine choice for a windy farm. You get 25 trees that you can plant alongside your fields. These trees block and slow down the wind. Plus, they produce a tasty fruit, kind of like a date, so you can also sell the fruit. Now, you've never heard of a jujube tree. It kind of sounds made up, but this could be a good option for you to block the wind. This is kit 4. So, here's your job today, guys. You're going to choose one kit to buy, only one. You're going to write what comes in that kit on that final slide. And then here's the hard part today. You're going to support with evidence why you chose that kit above all the others. You need to have a thorough response with pros of your kit and cons of others. You must write in complete sentences in paragraph form. 1 paragraph minimum, please. 2 would be preferred. You're going to refer to the diagram last week when we talked about how living things and water and air and land were all factors that caused the Dust Bowl. That would be great evidence for this writing sample. Enjoy writing. I can't wait to see what kits you guys all buy to see if we have some agreements or disagreements in class. Enjoy this assignment, guys. Find the slideshow linked to your Schoology.